What's the biggest challenge in facing a team in such a short period of time, the same team?
Uh, I don't know that it's that much different. I mean, you got to, there's certain teams you're going to play twice. I think you have to understand a couple things, especially when you're going on the road. It's going to be a lot different and a lot tougher to win, on the road against a team that has clearly proven that they play extremely well at home. They fought us really tough here, so obviously they have our incredible respect. So I don't really look at it that much differently. You don't have a lot more information to go on. We prepared hard for that game. They played one game since then. We played one game since then, and we'll go play them again.
Coach, the next question is from Mike Halas.
What's your emphasis been, if anything, in the last 2 days? I assume that you put Thursday's game behind you quickly, but at the same time, you don't let it go unmentioned.
No, you don't put it behind you quickly. You try to learn from it. You watch film, you do drills, you work on things that we didn't do well, and you do it with a obviously an eye towards your next opponent. But you're always focused on yourselves more so than any other team. So there was a lot of things we did in that game that were good, a lot of things we did that were not good. And that's, pretty much what you do every time out. You try to get better, and then you focus on the next opponent.
Kennington Smith, Des Moines Register.
Good morning, Coach. Thank you for taking this time to speak with us. In the 2 games in this 3-game stretch that weren't Penn State, the team was, struggling to get to that 10 assist mark. When you went back and looked at the film, is this something that you're not seeing on offense in terms of moving the ball, or maybe things that you are seeing that you like and the stats just don't reflect that?
Yeah, we have not done a good job moving the ball. We're going a little bit too much one-on-one. The ball's sticking a little bit more than it should. And that's not how we play. Those are some of the things that, we're talking about. You watch the film, you break it down. We need to be better in that area. We typically are. There's a number of reasons why. Maybe you fall behind, how the team is playing defense. This is a team that typically our team is pretty unselfish group. And that's basically been our, I think our calling card is, we move and share the ball, and then ultimately, the ball finds the right people. But then when you fall behind, like I said, and you feel like your team needs a basket, sometimes I'm going to go get one. And for us, it's not like 1 or 2 guys. It's a lot of different people are trying to do that. And we've got to be more ball movement conscious, I think.
Jack Lido, KCRG.
Good morning, Fran. Thanks for taking the time. You talked about at the presser after the Purdue game how the second half was a lot better. Can you and do you use that kind of weakness from the last game as a strength coming up? Do you kind of try to build off of that strong second half and say, look what we did in the second half of this last game and move it forward?
I think that's important to do all the time. You lose a game. I mean, even if, let's say we had 2 bad halves, not everything in the game was horrible. And I think if you focus on that, the negativity, I think will just drain your program. So I think you have to be honest with your assessment. Okay, we had a bad first half and a good second half. Okay, why? What was good about the second half and what was bad about the first half? And how far were we from being better? You like to say, okay, well, Purdue's a really good team, but you can't get down 15. We were down 18 at one point. It's hard, but we come back. We cut it to 4. We had a really clean look at a 3 when we were down 6, would have cut it to 3. I mean, we're right there. So it's not all horrible. I mean, it wasn't like the guys weren't playing with effort. We just have to play better in terms of execution.
Back to Kennington Smith.
Coach, Philip left the game early on Thursday with the injury. He did come back in the second half for a brief stint, just checking on his health status.
Yeah, he'll be fine. Yep.
Back to Mike Halas.
This business of going back and forth out east twice in a short period, is there a total picture to this on how you do it as coaches? How you, do you think in terms of I'm not even sure how I'm trying to word this, Fran, I'm sorry, but it's back and forth, back and forth. Do you just focus on the one game as coaches, or is there more of a total picture to it?
Yeah, I mean, Mike, we just focus on the next game. We really don't think too much about, hey, it's a little bit of a further flight. I mean, we're chartering, I came from a league where, we would bust 10 hours and not think anything of it. So it's not like we're saying, okay, it's Penn, the next game on the schedule is Penn State. Wouldn't be any different if it was Michigan or Michigan State. We practice, we focus, we watch tapes. We try to strengthen some areas that we weren't so good at in the last game. And then, obviously look at the game against Penn State, what things worked, what things didn't work, what adjustments do we need to make, what adjustments do we think they're going to make? And then you go play the game, and you fly home. If you get home at 3 a.m. as opposed to midnight, okay, then that's get up and go to class and, get ready to play Ohio State, another road game. So, it's not like there's any magic to it. We're, I think, cognizant, Mike, of, all right, we're not going to get home at 3 a.m. and then have a 4-hour practice. We're going to be aware of, all right, we've had road games in a row. Maybe they're a little bit tired, get a feel for how they look, maybe watch a little bit more film, do a little more stretching. Those kinds of things are big picture oriented, but there's no magic to, how you prepare for the game. That never changes.
Any other questions for Coach? Seeing none, we'll let Coach go. Thank you.
Thanks, guys.
Coach. Thanks, everybody.